Hello and welcome to Rhondda Pride TV. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss Tammy Paxton, and I'm joined today by the oldest swinger in town, the one, the only, it's Mr. Minus the Cock. We're joined this week by our special guest, the Dragula finalist, a pop star and my own future boyfriend, the one, the only, it's James Majesty.
Hello, lovely.
Hello.
darling.
Hi, gorgeous. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes, fantastic, loud and clear.
Oh, good. It might get shaky. I'm currently in the middle of the woods, and this is the only place anywhere that I have service. So if the wind comes, we're fucked. But let's just go with it.
You're lost in the woods, dear, yeah?
I really am deep in the woods. Like, I'm hours from the closest city. I'm at my family's bar right now in a town of 300 people. It's literally the middle of nowhere.
You're in the sticks.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Oh, you guys look fantastic. How are you?
Thank you, darling. One has to try.
Oh, I'm not, clearly, but thank you for putting the effort in for me.
Just something to do the dishes in, dear. Something to do the dishes.
Just the dishes. You're giving me a very strong Cher vibe, and I don't know if you know, but I'm horribly obsessed with her, so I'm in love right now. Stunning.
She is fabulous, to be fair.
How are you?
Cher, she's fabulous.
Ooh, there's a slight lag. I think it's only 3 seconds off, but I'll just be silent until you guys speak.
That's okay. We're used to uncomfortable silences. We're British.
Perfect. I love it.
So, tell us, James, how are you finding lockdown? And what's the first thing you're going to do when we're out of it?
Well, I've already escaped my lockdown. I was on lockdown for 3 months in Los Angeles, and I lived in the center of the city in a warehouse where they film TV shows we know, such as Drag Race and things like that. So like it was difficult at first because when you're in LA, like the lockdown isn't just like, oh, stay at your house. If you do need to go get supplies and groceries, there's a fucking 2-hour line to get into the store. Or am I allowed to cuss? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes,
perfect.
we're
Thank
after
God.
the watershed.
Good, I'm a fucking sailor. Okay.
We're not prudent.
Well, I didn't think so. But it's like a 2-hour line to get into an average grocery store, and then once you get in there, there's nothing there anyway. So I was having to ship stuff from out of state to myself through my Costco membership, thank God. Like toilet paper and rice and beans, because you need those when you have to do all three at once. And like it was insane. But now I'm up in Idaho, almost near Canada. And the quarantine here is very, very different. This is a very conservative state. And I have not seen one person here wearing a mask at all. It's very terrifying. Even on our bar here, we have a COVID sign saying that I was exposed and that no one should be here, which I was exposed. And that's why I kind of like, I did my self-quarantine and got out of town as fast as I could just so I can be away from the mess. Because who knows when this is really going to end, honestly.
Apparently it's predicted to be with us for the rest of, well, time, to be honest.
Yeah, I think at least until next summer, I don't think life will go back to normal, you know? It's not going to be possible. And not with our president or your president. I mean, no way in hell.
What a combination.
I think they're, yeah, the less said, the better.
Absolutely. Oh,
Tweedledum and Tweedledummer.
Yeah, you've seen the Tim Burton version of Alice in Wonderland, right? They literally remind me of Tweedledum. I always think of them both. They look like they're just puppets dancing together. It's ridiculous. But how's the quarantine for both of you? What's it like over there? Because, I mean, I only see the news, and we know that's all fake. So I want to know what's up.
Well, so, the epicenter is actually where I live, Newport.
Oh, is that what happened?
So, happy days.
Oh, darling. Oh, my goodness.
I know, right? Trust me to be right in the center of it all.
And where exactly, what part of England do you live?
Okay,
Or-
it's part of Wales, so
Oh God,
it's
Wales.
basically it's similar to the way that you have your states in America.
Yes.
So we got the United Kingdom, and the United Kingdom is separated into 4 different states, basically.
Yes. I've been to
It's
Wales
kind of
before, and the
like
last time I was
we
there, our
live
tour
in the
bus
key.
broke down. Horrible. Horrible. I had to eat blood pudding for breakfast, and I had no idea what the fuck I was eating, and I never again. Or blood sausage, I don't know what it was. It was it was terrifying. Terrifying.
Where to in Wales did you go to?
Well, we were going to I think we were going to Ireland, Northern Ireland. We had to take a ferry from
Okay,
Wales.
yes.
But it was the middle of the night on our Dragula tour, and our bus broke down in the middle of the nowhere. Like, there was no cell phone service, nothing. It was 3 a.m. And we all had to get out of the bus, and we just waited till we saw someone pass by. And I remember me and Bitch Pudding, we walked to this little diner. We couldn't understand a word.
Did you have
that
to
they
go
said
for a
us.
wee in the woods?
In the woods, yeah, I was in the woods then. and I am in
Everyone's
the
had to go for a wee in the woods once in a while.
We in the woods. What was terrifying, though, is all the boulders that we saw around us started to move when the sun came up, and we realized we were surrounded by sheep. We thought we were, like, in this rocky area. Very weird. Very weird.
But we have lots of sheep in Wales.
Are you experienced with them?
Sorry, dear?
Are you experienced with the sheep?
Believe it or not, we have the sheep in the Wales, but it's the English that do that.
Oh, it's the sex tourists. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just eat them. We
Oh,
don't
delicious.
eat them
Oh, I
at
actually
night.
had one this morning.
To be quite honest, we don't do sheep, we fuck pigs. They're tighter.
I grew up on a pig farm. You should come visit.
Yay!
It's just a mile from here.
So, obviously, you were the runner-up for Boulet Brothers season 2 of Dragula.
Was I the
How
runner-up,
did-
or did I get 3rd place? I don't even fucking know, but I consider 2nd place. I snatched. I stole that, so we'll see.
I think in the way that they say it, both for RuPaul and for Boulet Brothers, is that there is a winner and then runner-ups. They don't give 2nd or 3rd place. So
Well, then I'll just
I
kill
just don't
Elizabeth
understand.
and be the winner.
I don't understand why you weren't the winner.
Oh, I know why I wasn't the winner, though.
Why weren't you the winner, dear?
Confidence is very hard to relate to, you know? When you're someone like me who, even if I'm gonna fuck up, I'm gonna own it, you know? And I'm a very confident person, but I was also in my head at the time, and I think I was trying too hard, and it comes off as very calculated. And then on the other hand, we have Bitch Pudding, who is very relatable, very down to earth, and was kind of attacked by us because it's a competition, you know? I wasn't there to be best friends with nobody. And at the end of the day, the fans really related to that. Exactly. And the fans related to her, and they understood the struggle she was going through, because even though we were all going through the same struggle, she was honest about it on camera. And I'm a strong bitch. No one can tell me what to do. And, you know, it's true, but I learned how to humble myself. And I don't think I would have ever clicked about that until one of the last episodes during, the last challenge that I won. Swan Thula said, she's very calculated, and that pissed me off for years, and I didn't understand why I got so upset about it. And then I realized it's the same reason I hate Madonna. It's the confidence, and it's true, you know? I look at Madonna and I hate her because I see her trying so hard, and she's always a fake character. She's British, she's Latino, she's anything she wants to be, but it's fake. And I saw the same characteristic in me that Swan Thula pointed out, and I was like, oh fuck, I need to be real and authentic with myself, but also everyone else. Hard lesson.
You know, and it really is kind of like finding a balance, you know, and also making sure that you're happy with the balance.
Back to that old saying of RuPaul's.
What about RuPaul? I really don't watch the show anymore. I support my trans friends too much to ever talk about him publicly, unless I'm reading him to filth, but that's just me. And maybe because they turned me down too many times, but I don't know. Fuck them all. Oh, now there's a garbage truck. 1 second. Oh, I didn't know Bitch Pudding was working today. Okay.
You're also a musician and released your first album in 2018. what came first? Was it drag or music?
Ooh, that's hard to say because, I mean, publicly, I was doing drag in front of the limelight first. Drag came first for everyone else that knows me, but I've been writing music for years, way beyond that, way before drag even entered my life. And I'm a published poet too. Don't fucking Google it, but I'm a published poet. And that was from a young kid. And I've even written books as a child. I've written 2 full books that are never going to be seen because I can't even read them because I have horrible handwriting, and it's all written in script. But I've been a writer and a lyricist my whole life, and poetry just turned into music for me. And I used to write for queer underground bands, all these different gay musicians. And then when my chance came to be like somebody in the drag world, I was like, well, I guess I got to do the inevitable musical album. But I didn't want to take it seriously. I kind of wanted to have it tongue-in-cheek, make it punny. And I related it back to MySpace because that's where I created James Majesty. Because I was a confident little shit who loved Jeffree Star too much. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be one too. And I created the album to recognize my past. Looking back, it was a choice, and it's hysterical, and I've really enjoyed getting to tour the world performing my tasteless music. But, you know, that's not exactly what I want to be known for. The drag, however, is much more glamorous, so I'm okay with people knowing me for that first. That's fine.
James, tell me, what does pride mean to you, and how are you going to celebrate pride this year in the current climate?
Oh, I've been thinking about that this whole fucking season too, because it's so difficult, and every year I'm so active in pride. I mean, I travel everywhere, and for me, pride specifically just means being proud of yourself. I mean, yes, we need the community and everyone else around you, but you can't really share in that and support others unless you can, and you know, support yourself and be proud of who you are. And so I just, every year I kind of reflect about what I love about myself and what got me to where I am. And this year, since I did announce recently that I'm stepping back from drag for quite a while, I decided to do my last farewell show from my hometown. Not this hometown. There's one 2 hours away that I consider my hometown because it's close. And that's where I did my first show ever when I was 15 years old. And this year, they're doing a virtual show. And I was like, oh my God, this is the perfect opportunity for me to go back home and kind of thank my community and thank the people that have supported me for so long and my original drag mothers and people that raised me. So my brother and I, Taylor Rain, we put together this video to a very famous song by Evanescence, Bring Me to Life. I couldn't think of it. And we're giving that to them as a way of thanking them for raising us and putting us in, you know, a good standing to create ourselves. Another dump truck.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I did hear that one that time.
Oh, good.
It's really sweet that you're doing that, though. It's a really good little sign of respect as well for the people that helped you and cared for you and nurtured you along the way.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I wouldn't be here without them and the people that really told me how to fucking behave. Because when I was a brand new drag queen, I was very much Chanel from season 1 of Drag Race. I am the most beautiful, no one can tell me wrong. And they definitely, 1 second, hold on. Okay. And they definitely gave it to me raw and taught me how to humble myself when I was young. And then I learned how to humble myself again later. And I think it's an ever-going journey. You never stop learning about who you are or trying to be better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now, James, I'm absolutely living for your tattoos. And
Thank you.
I wondered if you had stories behind your tattoos that you have and whether you'd be happy to share some of them with us.
Yeah, there's a story behind every single one. I'm a very sentimental person, but I like to live very small, so I don't keep things. I always tend to get things tattooed on me instead, so I always have it with me.
Okay.
And each one's sentimental. My first ones that I got was because it's when I created the name James Majesty, and I was on MySpace. I wasn't even a drag queen yet. And it was all these stars here. And they all represent my best friends at the time and now my drag family. We've all kind of raised together over the past 10 years. And so each one's one of my daughters. They might not all be in the family still. Some have been aborted. But they're still friends of mine, and I still consider them all memories. Andy Warhol is the reason I do what I do, the reason my drag character is so vulgar and in your face. I like the way that he would take art or just social issues and make you look at it in a different way, a way that's more challenging than just, oh, it's a pretty face, it's Marilyn Monroe, but it's all warped, and how does it make you feel? So like, that's what I like my drag to portray as well. So I have him right there on my right arm. This crystal on my neck is for my grandparents. We go to New Orleans every year for Jazz Fest. My grandfather passed 5 years ago, and my grandmother and I went without him. Oh, it's totally fine. He was old. And so I got it tattooed in remembrance of them. When I was younger, I won this competition where you blow these glass balls for Christmas trees, and it was called Blow Your Own Balls, and I was 15. And so I got them in the same colors as those balls to kind of represent them. Yeah, I know. Kind of wild. And also, I was about to break up with my
name.
Thank you. I thought so. But it was also a big part of me freeing myself from a relationship that I was in with one of your own. I love him dearly still, but we split up, and it was kind of, the crystals represent growth. I can't. I don't want to talk shit. I love them. I love his family, but we've moved on. But the crystals represent growth away from that and more into myself. My most prized possession tattoo, though, is on my thigh, and if you want to see that, I have to take my pants off. Do you want to see it?
Yay! Take your pants off!
Okay, here.
No nudity bits.
Stand on this chair. 1 second. So I got this when I thought I was about to win Dragula. Oh, I gotta really get up here. Let me just turn my camera down. So it's the Boulet brothers.
Oh, that's cute.
Wow,
Oh, yeah, cute.
that's gorgeous.
That is
like a
cute.
fucking bitch. And that took me months to finish because I was at the time in the UK, going back and forth, everywhere. But I got that. There was during my season, because every episode was put out on time, there was 1 week when there was no episode before the finale. And I was like, oh, bitch, I'm about to win this fucking TV show. So I went and got the boulets tattooed on my leg. I was like, ooh, cocky, feeling fresh. And then the finale came around. I was like, oh, well, it's my favorite memory ever, so I can't hate it.
What did they say about your tattoo?
Oh, they're obsessed with it. Oh my God, they're so beautiful and so vain. How could they not be? Oh, it's perfect. And my tattoo artist even got their personalities in their face. You can see the big boulet and the little boulet, and you can tell that they ate the middle one. You know, you have that feeling when you look at them. It's beautiful.
Love it. Oh, that's brilliant. So you're taking, because I watched your video on Instagram, and you said you're going to take a year off from drag, and you're not sure whether you're going to come back. I mean, are you still going to keep your drag name? Are you going to be James Majesty, or are you going to be like James Barker, or are you just going to be just James, or
just James? No.
James.
I love the Will and Grace so back.
Well, I mean, I've worked so long on creating James Majesty that I really do identify with that name. Barker is my family name, and we are British as well, and it's like I love it. It's beautiful. But I mean, people can call me whatever they want to call me. I'm gonna respond, especially if there's dollar signs in the name. But James Majesty is who I am, and that's how people know me. And identification doesn't really matter to me. I know it's really important to a lot of people right now to be called a certain thing or to be known as a certain thing, and that's, you know, kudos to you. I will absolutely call you what you want to be called, respectively, of course. But when it comes to me, I don't give a shit. I know who I am, and I'm very confident in that. So you can call me Majesty, Barker, James. Half my family, my real first name is actually James Cole. It's two names. So I get called that by my family. And I usually go by Madge to all my close friends. So it's whatever. Or
Madge,
Slut.
where does that come from?
Madge?
Where does that come from?
The movie Merlin. I don't know if you've seen the movie Merlin as a kid, or when I was a kid. Helena Bonham Carter was in it, and she had like one eye closed. And Madge was the mistress of the lake, I think. I can't remember. It's been a long time. And
The Lady of the Lake.
Yes, Lady of the Lake. And Merlin went to go find the sword, and the Lady of the Lake had it. And I think she was Madge, or maybe Helena Bonham Carter was Madge. I don't remember, but just always played a very significant name in my head. And then Madge became Majesty as I got older, and it really related to that and not royalty, but it's all the same.
It all meshed in nicely together.
That's very
Yeah,
interesting.
it just works out. The universe does what you ask it to.
Yeah. No, definitely. I believe that.
I was
So-
raised by a shaman, so I have no choice but to believe it. God damn it, your thoughts
Oh,
become
wow.
reality, so don't think shit about people or you'll turn into shit.
So what, for you, what is your proudest moment up to now?
Oh, wow. I guess I have two, okay? Two proud moments, because one's superficial and one's not. Superficially, my proudest moment ever was my one-woman show tour through Europe. That was incredible. It was always a dream come true to do that for me, and to be, I think, I was actually, I'm going to take it because it's true. I have not found anyone else to prove me wrong yet, but I was the first non-drag race girl to do a one-woman tour that was out of the country. I know since then, I know Bible Girl and Rhea and all of them have, but I believe I was the first one to do my own solo tour. So if I'm wrong, please shout it out. But I think for me, that was major. But besides being superficial and career-based, like helping educate my family and watching people that are really close to me discover different ways of life and how to accept that and how to progress. Recently, my guardian who raised me, we were talking about privilege, and they're like, and we are white, very white, and she was asked the question, well, how am I more privileged? I don't understand. Where's the privilege? I have had a hard life. I've struggled. I worked my ass off. She's lost 5 husbands, all died. She didn't kill them, I swear, but who knows? You know, and she's like, where's the privilege for me? And I had to really, sorry, I just burped. I had to break it down and say, it's the privilege that you're born with. And I mean, maybe it took us a couple hours to get there and us getting heated and getting crazy and a couple beers in. And she finally said, well, what can I do to be better? And I cried. I broke down because that's something that you don't really expect people that are very conservative to want to try to do, because they're so stuck in their ways, just as we are. I mean, we all, conservatives, liberals, whatever I don't know what you guys have in your country, but we're all in our own bubbles. And no one's bubble is correct. They're all going to pop eventually and create a mess. But it was really cool to see her want to try to understand someone else's lifestyle and how she could help benefit them without it being a selfish act. And I broke down. And that's kind of what I want to do more with my life. And that's why I think I need to take a step back out of drag, because as much as I love drag, it's a selfish act. And it's an act of wanting to be someone instead of helping others. And you can definitely help others with that platform, but not as easily and not without being selfish.
So what can we look forward to seeing from you, James, in the near future?
A lot less. Well, there are things I will be doing for this next year. I haven't told anybody yet, so I guess I'll tell you guys first. I've told no one this, but I just moved out of LA. No one knows where I'm going. I'm moving to Portland, Oregon, which is a very, very beautiful green state, very, very liberal, very open-minded too. I'm going there because I have a lot of friends and family, and my queer family that I built lives there, but also because I want to build my own house. So I'm going to go build a tiny home, and I'm going to use solar. I'm going to live off the land for a while, and it's going to take me probably 2 years to get to that point. And while I'm doing this, I am working on a Cher impersonation. And I don't know if I'm going to do it publicly. I know. I don't know if I'm going to do it as an actual career, but it's something I've always wanted to learn. And while I'm not doing James Majesty, I'm going to learn to do drag in ways that I don't know how to. I don't know how to dance. I'm not a very good lip syncer. My comedy is much more in tune with the UK, not American. I need to learn how to be less controversial here. And like, there's just things I want to teach myself.
In the country.
Yeah. There's things I want to teach myself and learn. So most of what I'm doing is not going to be in the limelight. However, I am filming a documentary about my entire life, and I started filming it about a year ago, and it won't be done for another year. And that will come out.
Take a while, dear.
It does. And I have to come back to the UK. I have to go to Canada. I have to go to so many other countries to finish it still, because I have to go back and get more content, and it's gonna. drive my bank account nuts. But I won't be traveling as much. I won't be in the limelight as much. I consider doing makeup tutorials on YouTube once I'm settled in Portland and I have my lifestyle kind of situated. I might be doing that. So my YouTube will be active eventually. I do have another album coming out as well. That doesn't come out until 2023. And it's very, very personal. It is definitely not drag music. But it's music, and I'm taking vocal lessons right now.
From here.
It comes from lower. No, it comes from here, yes.
Minus, you only just caught onto that, did you?
Oh yes, my heart is where my heart is. But there's a lot that I'm doing. Publicly, I will probably still maybe do makeup looks and post it to my Instagram once in a while. But I don't have an answer because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I'm fucking doing it, and I'm doing it really fast.
That is absolutely fantastic. James, thank you so much for doing this interview with us. We're so happy to have you on the show.
God, thank you.
I just wish you all the best for your up and coming year, and I can't wait to see your documentary that comes out. That's going to be epic. And you know, I'll be watching closely to see if you release anything.
Mm-hmm.
But James, all the best from Rhondda Pride. We send you all the love, and if you're ever in Wales, come and visit us. We love you.
Absolutely, I will be back. I swear. Thank you guys so much for having me. This is such a pleasure. I miss the UK so much. This feels like I'm home again. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
I'm gonna go get drunk.
Excellent.
I'm already there.
Cheers to that.
Yes, absolutely. Goodbye, my loves. Happy
Love
Pride.
you lots.
Wasn't he fantastic? Absolutely amazing to have James Majesty on Rhondda Pride TV. You never know. Perhaps he might even turn up at the Rhondda Pride event next year. Oh, I hope so. Anyway, up next tonight, please welcome the one, the only, the amazing, it's Kris Martyn.
Sometimes I feel I'm gonna break down and cry. Nowhere to go, nothing to do with my time. I get lonely, oh so lonely, living on my own. Sometimes I feel I'm gonna break down and cry. Nowhere to go, nothing to do with my time. I get lonely, oh so lonely, living on my own. Sometimes I feel I'm always walking too fast, and everything is coming down on me, I go crazy, oh so crazy, living on my own, my own, my own, my own, my own. Be-do-de-de, I don't have no time for no monkey business. Be-do-de-de, I get so lonely, 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 yeah. Got to be some good times ahead. Sometimes I feel nobody gives me no warning. I find my head is always up in the clouds in a dream world. It's not easy living on my own, my own, my own, my own, my own. Be-do-de-de, I don't have no time for no monkey business. Be-do-de-de, I get so lonely, 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 yeah. Got to be some good times ahead. Be-do-de-de, I don't have no time for no monkey business. Be-do-de-de, I get so lonely, 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 yeah. Got to be some good times ahead. Beat up, babe, everybody up and bumping. Beat up, babe, everybody up and bumping. Beat up, babe, everybody up and bumping. Everybody up and bumping. Beat up, babe, everybody up and bumping. Beat up, babe, everybody up and bumping. Beat up, babe, everybody up and bumping. Everybody up and bumping. I don't have no time for no monkey business. Beat-o daddy, I get so lonely, 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 yeah. Got to be some good times ahead. Midnight hour, that's when my love comes tumbling down. I'm gonna wait till the midnight hour, when there's no one else around. I'm gonna take you, girl, hold you. You are the thing that I told you in the midnight hour. Midnight hour. You better slow your Mustang down. Mustang Sally now, baby. Yes, you better slow your Mustang down. You've been riding all over town. You gotta put your flat feet on the ground, yeah. Come on. Yeah, see now, all you gotta do is ride around, Sally. Oh, all you gotta do is ride around, Sally. Wiping those weeping eyes, yeah. All right. Those weeping eyes, 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 those weeping eyes.
Oh, thank you, Kris, love. What a star. Also, and big thanks to James Majesty and Minus the Cock. Next week, we have the Queen of High Energy, an international pop star, we have Hazel Dean joining us. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tammy Paxton. Good night.